Hello, friendly Unreal developers. It's Savio here again. I just wanted to make another quick video. This one I'm going to show you some of my favorite plugins and just give you an explanation of why I like them and why I like to use them. So the first one I want to tell you about, the first two I want to tell you about are ones that I pretty much add to every project no matter what, because they're just things that I use in any project and I like to have. So if you open up your edit tab and go to plugins, for those of you who don't know where your plugins tab is, you can search for any plugins that you might have installed to the engine. There will be tons of default ones, over 400. This one is called the Restart Editor plugin. It does have to be downloaded on the Unreal Marketplace, so if you don't have it available, go to your Epic Games launcher, to your Marketplace, and just search for Restart Editor. You don't even have to, even just restart, it should be the first one to pop up. It looks like there's an advanced one too that he recently made. I haven't tried this one, but this is a really good plugin, so I'm guessing this one has some experimental features or something extra that I'm not aware of. This one will work just fine, and essentially what it does is it just restarts your project. So if you run into any little bugs or rendering issues, sometimes Unreal just has some problems. Like the other day, I had a problem where I minimized my project, and this little corner, just the Unreal logo and file and edit tabs were rendered in the middle of the screen right here for some reason, and I couldn't fix it. Whether I minimized it and reopened my project back up, no matter what I did, the only thing to do was to restart my project at that point. So the nice thing about this plugin is it just adds a little button at the top of your screen here. You can either use Control-Shift-R or you can use the button. So if you click that, it'll just restart your project, and it's really quick. It saves a lot of time rather than having to go back into your Epic launcher or your Unreal Engine launcher. So that's the first plugin. The second one is Auto Size Comments. This one also has to be downloaded off of the Unreal Marketplace first. So if you go to your Marketplace and you type Auto Size, it should be the first one that pops up. It is free as well. All the plugins that I'll show you today will be free, so don't worry about that. Doesn't look like there's anything else. So Auto Size Comments is a really neat plugin for your comment boxes in your blueprints. So if I open up a blueprint here, I'll just go to the level blueprint. If I have a set of nodes here, and I hit the hotkey C to make a comment box, it'll automatically size it to the ones in the ones that I have selected. Now you might be thinking, okay, well, Unreal's default comment boxes do that too. Well, the nice thing about these ones is they take that a little bit farther. If I copy paste a node, it doesn't end up in the comment boxes, but if I have it selected and I just hit the add button in the bottom left corner of these comment boxes, it'll automatically add it and automatically resize it perfectly to fit inside of it with a little bit of play. So like some padding of some sort that they add to the widget. That's kind of how I think of it, as kind of like a widget, but way less expensive. The nice thing about this is you can also automatically add nodes inside the box without even having to press the add button by just dragging off a node that's already inside your comment box. So if I drag off of this one and create just a branch or something, branch, it'll automatically size the comment box to fit the node that I just added from the node that's already existing in the comment box. Really, really neat plugin. Saves a lot of time from having to resize comments and stuff like that. And it comes with some cool colors that kind of randomize itself whenever you create one, which I thought was cool. So the third plugin that I want to tell you about, I don't have installed to this engine version right now, but I will tell you about it because it's really cool. And it's called the Niagara UI plugin, or UI renderer, sorry. So if you just search Niagara UI, it is free. And this is the one you're going to want. This one, I haven't... Oh, it's $26 too. Okay, so scratch this one, unless you want to spend $26. It kind of seems like some cool effects. But the Niagara UI renderer gives you the ability to take a Niagara effect. Let me just find a Niagara effect here. Let's go with this. This is my health pickup. So this pickup set is also available on Unreal Marketplace. It's one of my favorites when I'm prototyping stuff because it just has a couple things of everything that you might need for pickups. It's really cool. It's called the SA Pickup Set. So when you have a Niagara UI effect like this, it's 3D in the world. The nice thing about the Niagara UI plugin is it will take this effect on a specified axis, of course, and it will display it on a material as a 2D image rather than a 3D image in the world. So to pretty much take this plane that it fakely shows inside the world to display a Niagara effect, and it'll display it on a 2D plane for your widgets. So you can add that material to the brush of an image, and the image will automatically display the effect. There is a little bit of setup to it, but the plugin is well documented, so I do recommend, I'm not going to go through that, but I do recommend checking out the documentation that this guy has put in place and some YouTube videos. So everything is here for you to be able to figure it out. I don't recommend using it if you don't have much experience in blueprints or VFX, as it is a little bit difficult to get the hang of, but works awesome. That's pretty much it for downloadable plugins that I can think of at this time. But a couple other new plugins that I wanted to mention in Unreal 5 that I've been playing around with that are really, really powerful. The first one is called motion warping. It's been around for a little bit, and it's something that is widely used. It isn't a beta, but it's been out for quite a bit now. I think it's also available in 4.26 versions and up, but I could be wrong on that. I know it's available in 4.27, and it was in beta then as well. And what this does is it allows you to warp animations to a specific location and rotation, depending on a variable of some sort. So, for example, in my case, I do a line trace. I can even show you what this would look like when you're using motion warping. So I have some enemies here. If I go to attack these, I'll go attack this guy, he's so low. You'll notice, even if I'm a little bit of a distance away from my enemy, I can pull myself, I have to be in a specified range, so I can pull myself towards, it's kind of hard to see, but he's pulling towards the enemy when I attack. If I didn't have that, you see how he kind of rotated? So if I'm aimed slightly to the left of this enemy, it'll automatically warp my direction, rotation, and location to the enemy if he's within a specified distance. And I just do a simple line trace out from the forward direction of the character to see if he's within range and detected an enemy, and I just warp to that enemy's location. So really cool way of automatically warping your attack animations to get a nice effect and a powerful feel behind your combat. The last one that I want to mention right now is called Common UI. This is a Unreal Engine 5 exclusive, I believe. And pretty much what this is a add-on which takes widget blueprints to the next level. And what it gives you the ability to do is have menu stacks. For those of you who don't know what that is, I recommend doing some UI stuff first before you get into doing something like this. But it makes setting up UI on controllers very, very easy compared to how it was in Unreal Engine 4. So if I pause my game, I'm on controller right now, not keyboard and mouse, and I can easily navigate through my buttons and select different menus, and it automatically can navigate to the buttons. So it's really, really handy, as Unreal Engine 4 kind of made you write your whole own system to make something like this. And you had to use pointers and a bunch of stuff to navigate which direction you were pretty much aiming your analog stick to know which button to focus next. It was a pain. So this is really, really handy and powerful, and I will do a tutorial on how to use Common UI and set up a menu system like this if you guys are interested. It actually automatically switches icons too when I switch to a keyboard and mouse input. So lots of powerful stuff we can do with this system. I even have pop-ups that confirm if I want to quit the game, and it goes back to the main menu. So many things that Common UI is handy for. The pop-up that I showed you, that's actually using the menu stack system, so it stacks a widget on top of the current widget without having to disable or remove the other one, which is really handy when you're doing little pop-ups and like that. You can just do a transition into one rather than having to remove it and have this like snappy, ugly look, or have to make an animation before it destroys the widget. It just saves so much time on those tedious little tasks. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I may talk about some more plugins in the future as I discover them, but for me, those are the 5 that I use in this project and that I would see myself using widely in the future. So enjoy.